Greetings and a warm hello to all of our friends, especially of the Friends of Urbanos forum all around the world. Today I'm going to bring you the fifth review in the 2017 Christmas Sampler Series, the Punch 48. And I've gone ahead and lit this today, but I will show you what it looks like. Notice the band, very clear that it's a Punch 48 on the band, and there's a second band. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk a little bit about this release, and I'm going to let you know what type of release it is, and not only that, compare it to the regular production Punch, to give you a little bit of background about this cigar and be able to compare it to the Punch. Now, the Punch 48 is a very recent release. It's a 2016 release, although it probably came onto the market in late 2016, probably more early 2017. And it's a Hermosos number 3 Vitola. What that means is a 48 ring gauge by 140 millimeters. Now, what's interesting about this is that there aren't too many Hermosos number 3s, many more Hermosos number 4s, which is also similarly 48 ring gauge but by 127 millimeters. Now, off the top of my head, Hermosos number 4s in regular production, cigars such as the Romeo and Julieta Exhibition number 4, the St. Louis Ray Reggio, I believe, I think the Polaraga Picadores is also a similar size. But there's only been 4 releases, I guess all special releases of Hermosos number 4. The most recent one before the Punch 48 was the Bolivar Super Coronas 2014 LE. Before that, there was a 2012 Partagas special limited edition, and I think it was a Series C from the top of my head. And before that, there was a 2003 special 510 Humidor Romeo and Julieta release. So not too many cigars released in this size. But the one thing I wanted to let you know about was the second band. And specifically, I'm talking about that band there, which signifies that this is a Habanos Specialist exclusive release. Now, to explain to you what that is, Habanos SA in 2011, as I guess a market thanks for their distributors and their retailers worldwide that have worked in partnership with them to promote the culture of Habanos. They have brought out releases after that time, usually on an annual basis, that they've marked as Habanos Specialist exclusives. Some have taken off, some maybe not so much. So, for example, the first one, the St. Cristobal Torreon, came in jars and was rather, I guess, expensive. Now, I guess, isn't so easy to find. And that categorises all the Habanos Specialist exclusive releases, which there's currently been 4, and there's an upcoming one this year, or possibly it's going to come out early next year. They're all marked up a little bit more, and we'll talk about that in a second. The second Habanos Specialist exclusive release, the 2013 H. Upmann Connoisseur A, with the incorrect spelling of Connoisseur, has been a massive hit amongst cigar enthusiasts. I think on Friends of Habanos, it's commonly referred to as one of the top cigars, especially of the last 12 or 24 months. Quality H. Upmann shortbread combination with a little bit of espresso, which we know of what H. Upmann is. But for a cigar that's so young, it has a characteristic of an aged Upmann. In my opinion, that's why it's so good. And it's why it's so popular. The next release after that was didn't come out in 2014. Possibly because H. Upmann Connoisseur A was released in late 2013, early 2014. It was a 2015 Partagas Maduro number 1. Now, this, I guess, Uh, if I would quickly would summarise this release, it has its strong advocates and people that I guess are on the opposite side of the fence, maybe because it's a Maduro cigar. I do know that there was recent mention on the forum recently that Partagas Maduro #1 has been hard to find in Cuba, and there's been times where it has been hard to find. It's coming back into common circulation now, and you can buy it, but it seems to be a cigar that is selling. And now this release, the Punch 48, is the latest Habanos Specialist exclusive release. The next release, just bear with me, I just came out of the drawer. Just so that it doesn't go out. The next release will be the H. Upmann Connoisseur B, which will be the same size as the St. Cristobal Torreon, 54 ring gauge by 150. If you want to know what regular production cigar is that size, it's the Hoya de Monterrey La Jolla San Juan, Geniales. In fact, all the Habanos Specialist exclusive releases are all categorized as being over 48 ring gauge, so it's slightly bigger. Now, what can I tell you about this cigar that I've smoked so far? Well, and let me draw on it again so it doesn't go out. The cold draw was really pleasant, refined barnyard. The initial lighting, and so far I've gone through the first third and has remained fairly the same. Now, there's, I guess when Rob and Ken reviewed this cigar recently, they had two distinct characteristics of the cigar. Ken was mentioning that it was roasted peanuts to him, and Rob was mentioning that it was molten chocolate. Now, I've gone ahead and read up on a few reviews, and this tends to be the two characteristics that people get out of them. For myself, I'm picking up more roasted peanuts. Now, the question in my mind and possibly in your mind is, how does this compare in the type of characteristics that you would want to get out of a punch, or regular production punch, which is a 46 ring gauge by 143 millimeter Corona Gorda. Quite nice. If you are a regular cigar enthusiast who, as a habit, seeks quality punch or punch double Corona and ages these cigars, you're probably going to get them in the now deleted, sadly, 50 cabs. There's only one reason why you'd be doing that, and that is because you are inclined to really want to bring out the combination of that cedar or the woodiness that is in punch combined with the beautiful spice cream. And as they get older, they develop more of a beautiful creamy texture to them that is distinctively punch. The other two punch Vitolas in the punch marker, the Petite Coronation and the punch Coronation, I wouldn't classify as they'd be a little bit less in quality than the punch and the punch Corona. It doesn't mean people don't go for them or smoke them from time to time or enjoy them. They do, but the punch and the punch double Corona are the two cigars that you would get a box and put down an age. So how would that compare those type of cigars to this punch 48? Thankfully, my ashtray is just in there, and I've ashed straight into the ashtray. I think the main thing that is the difference between a punch and, let me tell you, the punch in the last 2 years, 2015, 2016, have really come back into their own and been quite quality. Cedar, nuts, a little bit of leather, spice cream. Not most, but there's been quite a few enthusiasts on the Friends of the Banos forum have been smoking through them quite young, and they've been great. I myself have too, and I've really enjoyed them. This Punch 48, I guess the main difference is I wouldn't classify it as having an excessive cedar and spice cream or spice in it. It is slightly different. It doesn't mean it's not as good as the Punch. I guess you're going to have to try it for yourself. But as to the question why we're running these review series, why would you reach for this cigar? It all depends on the type of enthusiast you are. If you're an experienced enthusiast and you're liable to get a 50 cab, seek out a 50 cab of Punch or Punch Double Corona and age them for a minimum of 5 years or more, you're not likely to, this might not appeal to you long term, but it may appeal to you to try in your humidor, try every now and then. If you're a cigar enthusiast who likes to have a range of markers amongst the Banos markers, that is, and you're not strictly a Punch fan, then why not try this? It's a nice cigar if it falls within your price range. Now, in regards to the price range, in regards to American prices, it's about 30 to 40% more, and that's a significant difference from the Punch price. For Australian prices due to taxes, it's only about 7% more. So if you're Australian and it comes out of Friends of the Banos, I do recommend you give it a go. Give it a try. They only come in 10 counts. See what you think. They are nice cigars. Although this is my first one, it is a nice cigar. And on the whole, people that have reviewed them on Friends of the Banos and reviews on the internet have said that they are nice cigars. But they're possibly not in the league of the H. Upmann Connoisseur A, which in terms of quality, unbelievable, and deservedly so. But not every cigar release can be like that. But who knows? Maybe the Punch 48 with a little bit more age might develop into something else. We don't know. It's only a new release, and this one is a TOS November 16th, so it's only a year old. There's a little bit of time that it could develop and grow some legs, and maybe some other flavours come out in it. Having said that, if someone gave me this in a blind tasting, I'd be quite happy. Really nice cigar. I don't think you'd be disappointed, to be honest with you, if you gave this a go. Why don't you see what you think? If you've got the Christmas sampler, you'll know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, next time they come up on Friends of Banos 2424, or wherever you can get this cigar, maybe give it a go. Try one, try two, put them down. Maybe get a 10 box. See how you go. If you're an enthusiast, a strict Punch fan, this may not be a cigar for you, but hey, that's fine. You're the type of guy that is serious about your Punch. You're going to get them in a 50 cab. You're going to spend a bit more, and you're going to possibly wait 2-3 years before you even try your first one. Now, I can say that about myself. I went in for a split a few years ago. Thank you to you, Mars, who goes by Lord Anubis on our forum. It didn't seem that long ago that we split a 50 cab, my friend, and I got 5 of them, and I think they were RAE December 14 off the top of my head, and I still have them sitting in my humidor, 3 years old. I don't even think I'm going to touch one for the next 2 years. But anyway, I think that's all we've got time for today. Until next time, happy smoking. I look forward to talking to you next time.